Prince Harry trying to rehabilitate his image after recent projects hit flop era. Prince Harry is trying to rehabilitate his image after recent projects hit a flop era, royal correspondent Kinsey Schofield has claimed as she analysed the Duke's recent trip to New York. The 40-year-old royal arrived in the Big Apple on Sunday to participate in a series of engagements supporting his patronages and philanthropic initiatives. His visit included appearances at events for the Diana Award, the Halo Trust, and the Clinton Global Initiative, among others. Speaking about his visit to GB News, Schofield said, "Harry and Meghan last year versus this year, they had headlines like from Rolling Stone magazine, Harry and Meghan in their flop era." Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. What have they accomplished since then that is tangible? Not really anything. You know, they've had several Netflix flops. They did have their big blockbuster, but everything else has not connected with audiences. What I think we're seeing from Prince Harry in New York right now is him trying to rehabilitate his image. Spare was a commercial success, but he became a punchline here in the States. He really became a punchline all over the country, based on some of the content in his book that he dwelled on. I think he's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to become a respected thought leader, and that's really what these visuals are in New York. And when we see Harry and Meghan on some of these tours. At the Diana Award panel, he honored young people making a difference, saying, "I know that my mum would be incredibly proud of you guys." The Duke also spoke at an event for the Halo Trust, reflecting on how fatherhood has impacted his perspective on landmine clearance. He said, "Much has changed in my life and the world since 2019 when I first visited Angola." Harry's commitment to mental health was evident during the Concordia annual summit, where he discussed the topic with young award winners. He also addressed the Clinton Global Initiative, warning about the dangers of social media for children. Prince Harry's focus on mental health and social media concerns was particularly evident during his New York appearances, furthering the work that he does with his wife through the Archewell Foundation. Prince Harry's visa drugs case records to remain confidential as U.S. court rules. The Heritage Foundation's lawsuit regarding Prince Harry's visa status was focused on his admissions of drug use in his memoir, Spare. A lawsuit brought by the conservative think tank the Heritage Foundation over Prince Harry's visa status has been terminated, per a Newsweek report. Earlier this year, Judge Nichols requested to review Prince Harry's visa records privately, and lawyers for President Joe Biden's administration confirmed in April that they had complied with this request. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. The case centered around the Duke of Sussex's admissions in his memoir, Spare, where he openly discussed his use of illegal substances such as cocaine, marijuana, and magic mushrooms. "Of course, I had been doing cocaine around this time. At someone's country house, during a shooting weekend, I'd been offered a line, and I'd done a few more since," he wrote. Heritage argued that these admissions, this fact alone makes him inadmissible to live and work in the United States. The organization filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, seeking to make Harry's visa documents public. Heritage's lawyers wrote, "The case comes about in the main because HRH, His Royal Highness, voluntarily and for immense profit admitted in writing to the elements of any number of controlled substance violations. The Duke of Sussex did so despite the fact that it is widely known that such admissions can have adverse immigration consequences for non-citizens and despite employing preeminent legal advisors on both sides of the Atlantic." On the other hand, government attorneys maintained that disclosing Harry's visa records would violate his privacy, arguing, "The records are particularly sensitive because releasing them, even in part, would reveal Prince Harry's status in the United States, which Prince Harry has not disclosed." They also stressed that the records would reveal the types of documents that Prince Harry used to travel to the United States, his admission status, and any immigration, or non-immigration, benefits that he may have sought under FOIA rules. Court records reveal that the case was officially terminated on September 9, following several sealed orders issued by Judge Carl J. Nichols in Washington, D.C. However, the exact reasoning behind the case's dismissal, as well as whether Harry's visa documents will remain confidential, remains unclear. Kyle Brosnan, chief counsel for the Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project, told Newsweek, Prince Harry repeatedly admitted to using illegal drugs in his memoir. This fact alone makes him inadmissible into the United States. He explained that the lawsuit was meant to answer whether Harry received preferential treatment when entering the country. It appears the judge has ruled, and that ruling is under seal. We know nothing about how the judge ruled. No one should read into the order, or the fact that it is under seal. We have always said this case is unique and opinions can be initially sealed in such cases. We will continue to monitor the situation. Regardless of the prince's next step, what is clear is that his native UK will always hold a special place in his heart, and it could just be a tie that he can never properly cut. He put that very sentiment into words himself in his bombshell autobiography Spare that was released in January last year and is set for a re-release in paperback format this October. Writing in Spare he said, "I love my mother country, and I love my family, and I always will. I just wish, at the second darkest moment of my life, they'd been there for me too." The tome was slammed by many of his critics, furious at his treatment of many of his family. That includes allegations of Prince William's physical violence against him and that then Queen consort Camilla, now Queen Camilla, was pushing negative stories about Meghan Markle to the press. He even claimed that Kate Middleton was reluctant to share lip gloss with Meghan. Meanwhile, it's reported that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's neighbors are gnashing at the bit to make them part of their community, according to a journalist living close by. Richard Miniards, who lives near to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, has revealed what people in the area make of having them living in their midst. Heritage argued that this fact alone makes him inadmissible to live and work in the United States. The organization filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, seeking to make Harry's visa documents public. Heritage's lawyers wrote, "The case comes about in the main because HRH, His Royal Highness, voluntarily and for immense profit admitted in writing to the elements of any number of controlled substance violations." Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.